there. I heard that you're having trouble sleeping. Oh, that's okay. That's what I'm here to help with, hopefully. I know it can feel really impossible to fall asleep sometimes. It happens to me too. Of course, cats are extremely fond of napping, so I never have trouble napping. But a proper sleep is what I'm talking about. Well, I always like to envision something that's calming for me. Like a calm scene, a relaxing scene, something that I feel safe about, something that I feel calm and peaceful about. So maybe we could start there. I might be scared of water, but I think one of my go-tos is thinking about lying down on a beach or by the sea. Could be someplace without a beach but just a coast. But in the warm sun, warm, comforting, not too hot, but just right, just enough to make me feel like I'm getting warmed up from the inside. And with my eyes closed, I can imagine the waves coming in. The sea is calm, so the waves are slow, but rhythmic. 1, 2, 1, 2, just like that. And if I wanted to, I know that I can step out, feel the water against me, but for now I'm just relaxing. There's a faint breeze coming in as well, ruffling my fur, just right. I think it helps to think about something like that. More of a calm scene, not a lot of action, but just there existing. If you're not one for the ocean, then there's other things too, like imagining yourself lying on a hill, not a very steep hill, but more of a soft one, and it's grassy and nice, and there are lots of flowers around. Maybe you can't identify exactly what they are, exactly what all of them are, but at least you know a few. There's lilies and daisies. Some that are more difficult to name, but all of them are beautiful all the same. And you could be lying with your loved one or someone that you care about, or on your own. It's all up to you. It's all in your head. And you can just lie down and relax. With this one, I like to imagine that the time is evening. It's early evening, not long after the first star appears in the sky. And the sky is lilac, and it's washed with lavender shades, and it's so clear. You're in a place where the sky meets the land just above the horizon. There's still a little bit of oranges and reds, but mostly the sky is purple, and it's a really pretty shade. But if you tried to take a picture of it, it probably wouldn't come out the same. And that's the shame of it. And that's also why it's important to remember it in your head, to keep it there. And whenever you want it, you could revisit it. scenes like this. And I'm not sure everything that you might have in mind, but I hope this gives you a little bit on where to start. I can also share another personal favorite. Well, this is more of a cat one, if you will. But if you would humor me, maybe we can think about it together. Keep your eyes closed, okay? Close. It's gonna be okay. Think about this. You're in the city, and it's bustling down below. But you're far up, maybe 15-20 floors up. And you're sitting on a roof with me, maybe, if you don't mind thinking about me. And this high up, the heat doesn't get to you. There's actually a comforting wind. And even the people in the cars, you can just make them out. There's minuscule lights. I'm sure that they're all living lives that are meaningful to them as well. But for now, you just look at it and think about the beauty of it all. Above you, some clouds are floating by, just soft wispy bits of white, but dyed in the color of the sky. I would imagine that we could be listening to some music. Anything you like. I listen to everything. And then you just lie there, letting it wash all over you, and knowing that no matter what, it's gonna be okay. And it is gonna be okay. Things will be fine, even if you cannot see everything, even if you cannot know how everything will turn out. But you'll be alright. It's funny how difficult it can be to try to think of nothing. Of course, you naturally think of something, and even thinking of nothing, the idea of nothing, is still something. I think it's important to try and not really distract yourself, but instead of trying to think about nothing, just focus on something that makes you feel calm. I'm really fond of plushies. It makes me happy to hold them, and by doing so, it gives me the comfort to be something I need to fall asleep. Do you have any particular character or animal that you like? It could be worth looking into, getting something of that. People always underestimate how much of a difference it is to have something physical. For me, I can be, well, you know how it is. I'm just like all cats, a little bit fickle sometimes. Sometimes I need my own space, but I can get all up in your space too. Whenever you like. The same way that we like to nuzzle things. For humans it comes in the form of cuddling, holding, snuggling. I might be running out of words here, but I'm sure you know what I mean. Oh, one must also not underestimate the power of something that I have never had, but would like to try sometime. A weighted blanket. I've heard that it does wonders, and I can imagine it does. Feel like it would feel like a really big hug. Oh, but in the meantime, I'm always here to offer you a hug. If you are interested. That's up to you though. I think that different people have different things that they like. Different kinds of different things that they like as well, of course. But sometimes there are some simple joys that everyone can understand. Things like the weather being good. Things like something that you ordered or some food that you have coming out exactly the way you wanted it. Or does it even taste better than usual? Oh, there was a time when I wasn't able to have rice for a long time. And after that, I finally managed to get my hands on some. And to this day, I still think that was some of the best rice I've ever had. But that's probably my perception. But that's how much your perception can change things. I really want you to be able to have a good rest. Because you deserve it. Not just today, but every day. Starting a new day well rested has to be one of the best feelings. And going to sleep knowing that everything is fine and everything is good is also one of the blessings that I wish I had the power to bestow on you. But maybe I do, in the form of talking to you. It makes me happy that you're spending time with me like this. Even though all I'm doing is not a great job of putting you to rest, but it's okay. It's okay. We'll get there. Maybe I can tell you a story. I wonder if I can. I can tell you about this story, perhaps. About a cat. Would you like to hear it? It's a bit of a story that I came up on the spot with, but it's okay. Wakashi wakashi. That means a long, long time ago, by the way. A long, long time ago, there was a cat. She was the only child of her family, which was very rare among cats. But that was why she was cherished by her family. She grew up happily with them, a little sheltered, maybe a little spoiled. But nonetheless, she grew up well with them. When she got a little bit older, she went on an adventure because this was something that everyone in the cat village did, sort of as a rite of passage to growing up. So out she went on her own, but not feathered, because she wasn't scared. In fact, she anything. She was a very curious cat. Like most other cats, of course. So she came upon a village that was not of cats, but rather of birds and squirrels. This place was very special. It was built in the trees, so it's a bit of an elevated area. With what's the word? Tree houses, yes, tree houses. So then she went, and she said, "Hello, I'm a cat from the cat village, and it's nice to meet you." And she couldn't understand why, but they all started looking at her a little weird. But nevertheless, they showed her around. They allowed her to learn more about the way that they lived. Eventually, she got very close to a particular bird. This bird was a sparrow, a brown sparrow. And one day they were just talking, looking up into the forest. When the sparrow said to her, "Are you sure that you're a cat?" And she was pretty confused. She said, "What do you mean?" "Of course I'm a cat. I was born in the cat village, and I lived among them for my entire life." But then the sparrow looked at her, not in a bad way, but just in a curious sort of manner, and said, "But you don't look like a cat. You look a little like a fox." She started panicking a little bit because foxes are known to be natural predators, and there's a common conception that they're cunning, that they're sly, and they're not to be befriended. Well, she dismissed this whole conversation, and she said, "Well, maybe I just look a little different, but I'm sure I'm a cat." But nevertheless, the seed of doubt has been sowed. When she continued on from this village, she thanked all the friends that she met there, and she said, "I'll be back to visit you guys." And she kept going. But at the next place that she came across, which was a group of beavers that were living near the river, she couldn't bring herself to introduce herself as a cat anymore. "What am I?" she wondered, as everything that I've ever believed has been wrong. What is it like to truly be a cat? And she was very confused. She adopted a lot of mannerisms of cats. Indeed, she was nocturnal like them. She had ears that were like a cat's. She even learned the same ways of hunting, of sleeping, of grooming, everything. But no, she didn't know what to do. I came up with that story on the spot. I'm sorry. But maybe I'll continue it for you another time. But I promise it has a happy ending. Because I'm a sucker for happy endings. Oh, you know, the story that I just said, well, let's just go in part 1. But it's a little bit inspired by myself. I was often said to not look like a cat because of my tail. Which is crazy, isn't it? But you know, that's just how it is. I do assure you that I'm a cat, I promise. But a little bit of the inspiration. Anyway, I used to spend a lot of time coming up with these worlds that are in my head. These things. And I'll think about it and eventually I could get tired and we fall asleep. Oh, but of course we cannot forget the most fail-safe way, which is to count sheep. Have you heard of this not saying but idea to, what is it, a robot's dream of electric sheep or something? I'm not really sure. But yeah, aside from counting sheep, you can also count other things, maybe other animals that you like, or even clouds or candy, sweet things. But maybe sheep were picked because of how fluffy they are. They kind of do look like clouds. And I like sheep. Are you a fan of sheep? 1 sheep, 2 sheep, 3 sheep, 4 sheep, 5 sheep, 6 sheep, 7 sheep, 8 sheep, 9 sheep, 10 sheep, 11 sheep, 12 sheep, 13 sheep, 14 sheep, 15 sheep, 16 sheep, 17 sheep, 18 sheep, 19 sheep, 20, 21 sheep, 22 sheep, 23 sheep, 24 sheep, 25 sheep, 26 sheep, 27 sheep, 28 sheep, 29 sheep, 30 sheep, 31 sheep, 32 sheep, 33 sheep, 34 sheep, 35 sheep, 36 sheep, 37 sheep, 38 sheep, 39 sheep, 40 sheep, 41